Davis in Arizona at NL Best at home Atlanta. Top one with one aboard, Eric Burns taking JoJo Reyes for a ride. Home run number 100 in Burns' career. Diamondbacks take a 5-0 lead. In fact, the D-backs 3 runs in the entire 3-game series against the Marlins, paling in comparison to the 5 they put up in the first inning against the Braves. Plenty of run support for Davis. Bottom 2. Braves down 5-1, 2 on 2 out. Escobar lines a Davis offering to right, but Justin Upton is there. We stay at 5-1. To the 3rd inning we go. With 2 on and nobody out, it's Davis jamming up Mark Teixeira, grounds to short, throw to second for 1, on to first for the double play. Your next batter, Jeff Francoeur. Foul tip into the glove for the strikeout. 89 pitches, 53 for strikes. Top 4, 2 on, nobody out. Davis dropping down the sacrifice bunt, advancing both runners. Davis doing it all. Next batter, it's Chris Young. He steps in, lines the base hit to left. Burns come on home. Matt Diaz bobbles in left. Reynolds scores. Young to second on the error. Diamondbacks take a 7-1 lead. Davis's dad, Mike, in the stands. Davis getting congratulations from everybody. He gets the win. 7 innings, 1 earned, 4 Ks. Career win number 77. In his first start since April 8th, Doug Davis went 7 innings, throwing 89 pitches and holding a potent Braves lineup to just 5 hits and a single run. Davis lowering his season ERA to 2.70 in 3 starts, and he has held the opposition to 2 earned runs or less each of the 3 times he's taken the mound this year. Davis in control of his emotions and the Braves' bats.
It's kind of hard to control the emotions sometimes because, you're excited to be back and you want to, anxious to, throw your pitches and get out there. And I got away got away on some of the pitches and walked a few. But, that was pretty much the only downside.
We talked to your parents. They said it was so proud to see you walk back out there.
Yeah, it was good to have them out here. They were planning on coming out here beforehand, but, just being the first one back, made it a little bit more special.
For Josh Hamilton, he went 3 for 5 on Thursday. He now leads the AL outright in batting average and RBI. Shares the league lead with Carlos Quentin when play began on Friday. You saw what he was doing the last 13 games, and there he goes again. Hamilton doubles. He would score in Texas's 4-run first. Hamilton was 2 for 6. Oh boy, Fausto Carmona going to tweak his hip as he comes off the mound here. David Murphy would be safe at first. Eric Wedge says we can't take a chance, and he's out. Still top of the 3rd. Rangers up 5-3. Bases loaded. Jared Saltalamacchia, 4-run homer off Jorge Julio. And the Rangers lead 9-3 on the grand slam. Bottom 6, more home run controversy. Ben Francisco, that's fun to say. But this isn't fun for the Indians. Third base umpire Damian Beal calls it a double. But upon further review, Eric Wedge would see in the monitor that this ball is a home run. We've had the replay controversy all week long. Will we have it in baseball? You see it clearly goes off the railing. This isn't really to begrudge the umpires. They just can't see. Every ballpark's different. There's railings, there's fans, all kinds of stuff to work with. And Frank Francisco strikes out Johnny Peralta. Rangers win. Make that Angels-White Sox in Chicago. Ozzie Guillen and his pale host trying for their 9th straight win. Joe Saunders, what a great performer he's been for the Angels this year. He's in trouble in the first, but he gets Carlos Quentin to fly out, then got Jermaine Dye. How about Gavin Floyd? Another no-hitter working. This one into the 5th. Torrey Hunter ends that. Solo Jackson, 1-0 Angels. Bottom 8, Angels lead 3-0. Saunders still going strong. Alexi Ramirez, he gets him. Good defense by the Angels, so Saunders in line for the victory. Francisco Rodriguez in to save it. Red-hot Jermaine Dye singles. Orlando Cabrera scores. Chicago trying to come back, trying for that 9th straight win. But in the end, it's K-Rod who gets Joe Creedy with the yacker.
Stadium, Andy Pettit 0-3 with an ERA above 5 and 4 home starts this year, battling Ichiro and his struggling M's. Top 2 on, full count. Ichiro goes down 0 for 4, 2 Ks. Ichiro arguing with home plate umpire Mike DeMuro. John McLaren comes out to argue, gets tossed as well. Eric Bedard on the bump for the M's. Bottom 2, Yankees down 1-0. Jason Giambi drawing the walk, but wait, Seattle dugout doesn't like the call. Giambi takes first base on a signal that DeMuro looked like he was just getting a cramp or something. Your next batter, Shelley Duncan with 2 aboard. That is good wood. 7 of Duncan's 8 career homers have come at the stadium. His first of the year. Yankees up 3-1. Top 5. Raul Ibanez steps in, and Pettit sits him down. Pettit 6 innings, 2 earned, 9 strikeouts. Bottom 5 with 2 aboard. Hideki Matsui, little single to center. Bobby Abreu and Alex Rodriguez come on home. Yankees with an 8-run fifth after a Giambi base hit. Bedard's day done. 4 1/3, a career high 9 earned. As Pettit gets his first win at home this season, Yankees win.
Phillies Astros before the game. Craig Biggio honored 2007 moment of the year for getting his 3,000th hit. He retired with 30-60, 30th all time. Phillies get pinched in the bottom of the 7th. Game tied at 1. Hunter Pence, second home run of the game, and the Astros lead 2-1. 9th inning, scary moment here. Jose Valverde to Pedro Feliz. Oh.
Valverde is down, and the ball
Off the face of Valverde into left field. The ball goes all the way into left. But watch it again on the replay here. It looks frightening there. But upon further review, you see he just gets his glove on it, glances off his glove, glances off his head. So no blood, dazed clearly, but he talks the Astros into staying in the game. I'm the closer. That's my job. I'm going to close this thing out. 2 batters later, author Chris Coast goes down. 4-2, Houston leads. 2 on. Jimmy Rollins, that's a base hit to right. Rollins 3 for 5. It's a 1-run game with 2 on. Chase Utley's on deck. Valverde knows he must get Shane Victorino. A tough at bat by Victorino. 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. Fastball down the middle, and Valverde gets his man. 15th save of the season. None more difficult and challenging than that one.
Giants and the Marlins. Barry Zito 0-8 and 9 starts coming in. Gunning to nail down his first win this season against first place team in the NL East, Florida. Bottom 1, 2-0 Giants, and Cody Ross goes down looking. Bottom 4. Right after Benji Molina went deep to left, it's Aaron Rowan taking Scott Olsen deep to right, and got Brett Carroll smashing into the wall. Carroll not aware of how close the ball was. He leaves the game with a sprained right shoulder. Rowan with his 6th home run of the season. He knows a little something about crashing into walls. Flashback to May 11, 2006, Met Phillies. Rowan, whew, blood spewing from his nose. So Rowan can feel Carroll's pain. Bottom 5, Hanley Ramirez sat the dish. Full count, Zito gets him. Zito with his first win since September 30th of 2007. That's Boston putting its 7-game win streak on the line in Oakland. Red Sox in the first of a 10-game roadie. And yes, Red Sox Nation extends to the left coast. Bottom 1 with 1 aboard, it's Frank Thomas. Obvious rapport between bat and ball. This off Tim Wakefield. Big hurt with his 7th of the season, 7th career off Wake. That's 2nd most off any pitcher for Thomas. Rich Harden 1-0 with a 0.82 ERA and 2 starts against the Sox this season. He was dialed in, gets Mike Lowell, Kevin Youkilis, and Julio Lugo. Bottom 3 with 2 on and 2 out. Mark Ellis, that's not coming back. Wakefield has to turn and watch it fly. A's up 7-0. Plenty of run support for Harden. Lugo steps in and again goes down swinging in the bottom of the 5th. J.D. Drew, take a seat. Harden now 3-0 in 5 starts this season. 6 innings, 8 Ks. Boston's 7-game win streak over.
The chances of this game not ending 1-0 Rays, nominally good. Where? Tampa. You got it. Only 3 out of 824 games at the Trop have ended 1-0 in favor of the Rays. Why this one had a chance? Good defense. Carlos Pena gets Aubrey Huff. Good pitching by Matt Garza as well. More defensive help. It's Pena again. Brian Roberts out of play. No, that's the 2nd out of the inning. Bottom 5 now, still no score. Carl Crawford to right. Here comes Eric Hensey looking like a pulling guard. He will score 1-0. Did we get a 1-0 game? No, 2-0. Tampa is a winner.
Cubs and the Pirates. Lou Pinella's NL Central leading Chicago club 8-1 against Pittsburgh already this season. Coming in top 1, Alfonso Soriano leading off. A shot down the right field line as he turns first. It looks like Soriano tweaks something, but he slides into second safely with one of 6 Cubs doubles Friday. Soriano giving his skipper the thumbs up. Pinella takes a look anyway. Soriano stays in the game. After a Ryan Terrio flyout, Derek Lee to right. Xavier Nady diving but not catching. Soriano scores. Chicago up 1-0. With one aboard in the top of the second, Carlos Zambrano singling up the middle. Reed Johnson coming home. Zambrano 4 for 5, drove in 2. He also pitched 7 strong, 2 earned 6 Ks. Cubs up 3-0. Top 5 with 2 aboard. It's Johnson. This off Sean Burnett, his second home run of the season. Cubs win.
Dodgers, Cardinals pick it up in the third. What a great story Ryan Ludwig has been this year. How about 3 for 4? How about yet another home run?
1-1 pitch on the way.
Off Derek Lowe, 2-run shot. And the Cardinals, playing good baseball of late, lead 2-0. 12 RBIs his last 6 games. To the 9th. It never rains in Southern California. Yes, rain delay. Had to wait a long time to finish this game. You see they're just a couple outs away, but no, it's just too wet. We got to bring the tarp out. How often is that stuff used?
It doesn't even roll effectively.
Of course, it's never used. All rusty. Long rain delay. We come back, play ball. 2-1. Can Ryan Franklin save it? Strike him out, throw him out? No, gets Blake DeWitt, strikes him out. However, Matt Kemp gets to second base. 2 outs now. Franklin trying to close this thing out. Andrew Jones first and third, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch, and Franklin gets him. The Cardinals have won 5 of their last 6. Wainwright.
Rockies, Billy Wagner in for the save. Bottom 9, his Mets up 5-4. Matt Holliday just crushing his 7th home run of the season. We're tied at 5. Wagner with his first earned run allowed this season. With runners on the corners now, Ryan Spielberg grounds to short. Jose Reyes goes to second for the 4th out because everybody's in with the winning run at third. So we got 2 outs. 2 on, 2 out now. Scott Podsednik pops out to short. And we need extras. Top 10. With nobody out, it's Reyes. Got some speed. He's at second. Brian Fuentes' pickoff attempt is money. Reyes mentally checks out of the ballpark right there. Bottom 10. That is answered by this. Catcher Yorvik Torrealba on second. Pinch hitting Aaron Cook. And Torrealba tries to steal third. Cook check swing strike 3, inning over. Bottom 13. Aaron Heilman pitching, and it's Holliday singling to right. Jonathan Herrera, come on home. Rockies walk off and win. Final count 6-5. Clint Hurdle happy as his Rockies get win number 19 on the season.
Cincy skipper Dusty Baker suspended for 2 games after making contact with umpire Eric Cooper during a dispute in the 7th inning of Thursday night's 8-2 loss. The suspension set to start Friday night as the Reds continue their series against the Padres. Padres, worst record in baseball, hosting the Reds. Edison Volquez, his amazing year continues. Lowest ERA in the majors, coming in 1.33. Also 62 Ks. Here come the strikeouts again. I mean, this is a terrific pitcher. 9 strikeouts through 4 innings. Then the rains came. Yeah, rain delay in San Diego. Bottom 5, and bring him back out. Gets a Gucci for the 3rd time in the game. 12 strikeouts in 6 innings, only 1 earned. To the 9th, it's tied 2-2. Trevor Hoffman against Adam Dunn, mismatch. Career homer 250, 5th most in Reds history. And the Reds get a win in San Diego, 3-2.
Detroit bats slowing down big time, courtesy Kevin Slowey Friday night. Top 6, Mike Lamb abusing the Armando Galarraga offering. Check it out. Umpire Marvin Hudson making the right call. Lamb with his first homer of the season. And the Twins are up 5-0. Bottom 6 with 2 on and 2 out. It's Carlos Guillen. 3-1 pitch, called a strike, but check it out. Questionable. Next pitch, Guillen. Comebacker to the mound. Slowey easily gets the throw to first in time. After the inning, Guillen is fired up. Jim Leland deciding to give his opinion. Second base umpire Tom Hallion ejecting Leland. Twins go on and get the victory, 9-4.
All right, a great Friday night in sports. Top plays, tough to whittle them down to 10. We did it. SEC Tournament, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. This is a great play by Reese Havens. I bet in high school he threw 7 no-hitters and hit like 700. That's an amazing play. Justin Smoke, great stretch.
Number 9, Spurs Lakers. San Antonio on the run. Ime Udoka goes up for the lane. Jordan Farmar trailing, gets the rejection. Tremendous D by the Lakers.
Vanderbilt won number 10, by the way, over South Carolina. I want to report that.
Nice.
Phillies Astros tie Wigginton. Careful. Great snag. Astros win 4-3. Pat Burrell robbed on the play.
Number 7, Diamondbacks Braves. Escobar. Low liner to right. Justin Upton is there in support of Doug Davis, who gets a win in his first start back after cancer surgery. Major League lacks. Look at John Grant behind his world. Rochester Rattlers, Boston Cannons. The Rattlers win 17-14. Look at that, around the back, off the ground. Number 5, ACC tournament, Florida State, Virginia. Dennis Gwynn lifts a fly to right center, heading for the gap. David Coleman out of nowhere, diving and catching. We got more from this game and that player coming up.
Royals, Blue Jays, Billy Butler. He thinks he has a blue pit, but Aaron Hill says you'll get nothing and like it. Blue Jays win 7-1. Roy Halladay, 5th complete game. That leads the majors. Get great defense.
Number 3, PGA Crown Plaza Invitational. Second round, Dustin Johnson off the tee on the par 3 13th, 170 yards. A hole-in-one on the fly. Johnson barely made the cut at 2 over. Phil Mickelson with the lead at 7 under.
Big Ten tourney, Penn State, Indiana. Tyler Cox, that's him. Bases loaded. Hoosiers down 8-7. Cox made a costly error in the top of the 9th as Penn State took the lead. Redemption. Not terrible. Walk-off grand slam. Hoosiers win 11-8. Well done.
Number 1, ACC tournament, Florida State, Virginia. Stuart Tapley lifting a fly to right, drifting towards the stands, and that David Coleman kid is there. Flipping over the fence. Tremendous effort.
Let me get up and throw. I like the
Virginia gets the victory 5-3.
In a while, beat the Minnesota Twins in a big AL Central matchup, and they had the Red Wings sweaters on at Comerica tonight, and Mags had it going. Tim, what a home run swing he had.
Yeah, he had a really good night, drove in 6 runs. The Tigers are hard to figure out, Steve. They've been shut out 7 times this year, but every once in a while they'll throw in one of these games.
They knock Boof Bonser all around the yard. Ordonez in a 2-2 game in the 3rd is next time up. Right center, it's a double 2-more score, and it's 4-2 Tigers. It was all about Maglio Ordonez. 3 for 3, couple of home runs, tied a career high with 6 RBIs. This second home run of the night made it 12-3 Detroit.
They're a little old and they're a little sluggish offensively sometimes, but it really doesn't matter when they hit them that far.
Even when things weren't working for the Tigers, they scored runs. Brandon Inge with the bases loaded beats it out. Another run comes in. It's 15-3.
In the 5th inning.
For a while, the Tigers were outscoring the Pistons tonight. Ramon Santiago with the bases loaded. Tigers, second time this season, they've scored 19 runs in a game. First team to do that since the 05 Yankees. Detroit has won 5 of 7.
But he was really good. Bottom second, Matt Diaz with a fastball, and then Corky Miller looking. Johnson 10 Ks through 6 innings. He's 9 behind Roger Clemens for second on the all-time list. Top 7, Augie Ojeda pinch hitting for Johnson. That's a base hit. It'll bring Justin Upton home, and he ties the game at 1. Bottom 9 now still tied at 1. Jeff Francoeur facing Chad Qualls. And that's why I don't eat shrimp. Francoeur's 5th home run of the season, 2-run walk-off job. And it's time to bounce in Atlanta. The Braves win at 3-1.
27-year-old Hamilton facing up. Top 1, Hamilton at the dish. Singles to left on the blooper. Rangers go up 1-0 on a David Murphy single. Bottom 3, they're on the corners for Ben Francisco. And that is good wood. This off Scott Feldman, his 2nd home run of the season. Cleveland up 4-2. Cleveland's 2nd homer of the season from the 4 spot. Top 5, Hamilton against Lee again. This time, David DeLucci sliding and catching. Lee's ERA ballooning to a still skinny 1.50. Top 9, Joe Borowski making his first appearance since coming off the DL, facing that Hamilton kid. Hamilton flies out to left. Borowski with his 3rd save this season. Lee 7 1/3, 2 earned on the way to improving to 3-0 at home this season as the Indians win 5-2. Hamilton went 2 for 5, raising his batting average to .337. That combined with Joe Mauer's 1 for 3 day, moving Hamilton back within 1 point of the AL batting lead. He still shares the home run lead with Carlos Quinton, and he's still leading all of baseball with those 53 RBI, despite not driving in a run in his last 2 games.
Red Sox had dropped 5 in a row on the road. They turned to Josh Beckett to stop that trend Saturday in Oakland, but it was Justin Duchschere's day. He was drafted by Boston, traded for Doug Mirabelli. He got David Ortiz in the top of the 4th, and Duchscherer perfect through 4 innings. He had 16 fly ball outs. Top 5, he gets J.D. Drew, still perfect in the 5th. Top 6, 2 outs, still had his no-hitter, but he did hit a batter earlier. Jacoby Ellsbury, no-hitter through 6. Duchscherer out pitching Josh Beckett. Top 7, Ortiz up again with 1 out. That'll be good for a base hit, but 1 hit at 8 innings against that Red Sox lineup. He'll take it. A's going to win at 3-0. Their second shutout. 3rd time Boston's been blanked this season.
Mariners-Yankees ends just 3-11 against the AL East, including 0-4 against Jason Giambi and company. Bottom 2 were scoreless no longer. With 2 aboard, Carlos Silva has to turn and watch a fly off Giambi's bat. His 9th of the season. 3-0 Yankees. Top 6, it's Jabba Chamberlain on the bump with a 1-run lead. He's making that transition from setup man to starter. Jeremy Reed chopping one back to the mound. Chamberlain, he handles. A nice play. After striking out Richie Sexton, who doesn't do that? Chamberlain strikes out Kenji Jojima. Inning over. Jabba 2 innings, 40 pitches, most thrown in his major league career. Top 9, 2 out. Yankees up 12-6. Craziness here. Check out Jose Veras. 1-1 count on Adrian Beltre. Is taken for strike 2 by Beltre. Home plate umpire Larry Vanover rings him up. Ball game over, but no, Beltre's like, dude, I hit a home run in this game. I know how many strikes I have against me. Everybody come up and let's do this over again. At-bat continues. Veras getting Beltre that ground out to second. That is the official end of the ball game. Mike Mussina now with 8 straight wins against the Mariners, 12-6. On the bump, he's 2-0 with a 0.48 ERA and 3 career starts against Chicago. Bottom 4 were scoreless. Chicago hitless. Jim Thome, little nubbler. Weaver fielding, bobbling. Thome safe, ruled a hit. First Sox hit of the game, but Thome did not advance. Bottom 5. Nick Swisher singles to right. Gary Matthews Jr. sliding to cut it off. Swisher trying to stretch it to a double. Matthews guns him down at second. Top 6. It's Vladimir Guerrero taking John Danks for a ride. Career jack number 372, his 7th home run of this season. Angels up 1-0. In the 7th, Weaver still dialed in, gets Thome. Weaver 8 scoreless strong, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts. Angels win.
Cubs have won 9 of 10 against the Pirates already this season when they met again on Saturday. They went to extras, bottom 14, tied at 4. Freddie Sanchez facing Michael Wirtz. Sanchez over to Ryan Theriot. That's not the throw he intended. Henry Blanco can't make the scoop. Sanchez reaches on the error. Advanced to second on a wild pitch by Wirtz. After a ground out and an intentional walk, Lou Piniella opts not to walk Jason Bay. And he calls for his outfielders to play in. Bay had a 2-run home run earlier in the game. Bay facing Wirtz with runners on the corners. And that's not a 2-run homer, but it's going to do. Sanchez coming in to score, and the Pirates finally beat the Cubs at home. They take this one 5-4. Rays have been beating the devil out of everybody at home, winning 13 of 14. They had the Orioles in Tampa on Saturday, and a young man with some interesting hair. Bottom 2nd, 6-1 Rays, 1 on for Carlos Pena. Adam Jones, not quite tall enough. Off the wall, B.J. Upton scores. Pena with a stand-up triple, and the Rays up 7-1. Next batter is Evan Longoria, already 1 home run. How about 2? That one's headed for Wisteria Lane. 7th of the year. Rays win it 11-4.
New York, Colorado. Mets desperate to avoid their first 6-game losing streak since September of 2005. Top 1, Jeff Francis deals and Jose Reyes, after showing bunt, singles up the middle. Reyes has now reached base 24 games in a row. Next batter, Luis Castillo. He draws a walk. 2 aboard, David Wright also drawing a walk. Carlos Beltran, first pitch he sees, bases clearing double, his 14th double of the season. His only hit, he drove in 3. Mets up 3-0 with nobody out. 4 batters later, 1 out on the board, 2 on. Nick Evans, his first major league at bat. It's a double to the right field corner. 1 of 3 doubles for Evans Saturday. New York up 5-0. Top 2, it's Wright. That is not coming back. His 9th of the season. Claudio Vargas with his first W this year. Mets win 9-2. Phillies Astros. Brian Muller's Houston crew sporting baseball's best record this month at 15-6. Top 3, Ryan Howard. Crushing. He's got 4 homers in 5 games, number 14 on the season. 2 for 4, drove in 3. Phillies up 3-2. Top 9, Astros with a 1-run lead. Bases loaded. Doug Brocail facing Shane Victorino. He flies out to Darren Erstad in left. Pedro Feliz on third, tags. He's coming home. Erstad throwing home. A play at the plate, and Feliz is out. Erstad, tremendous throw for the walk-off double play. 41-year-old Brocail said he felt like a 4-year-old running out to celebrate with Erstad as Houston wins 4. Cardinals and the Dodgers. Albert Pujols and company trying to win a 3rd straight. Top 3, Cardinals up 1-0, 2 on, 2 out. Pujols lining birthday boy Brad Penny's offering to center. Penny's 30th birthday not going his way. Redbirds with a 4-run 3rd. Plenty of run support for Kyle Loesch. Bottom 5 gets a little defensive help from Pujols. Loesch, 6 scoreless, 5 Ks. This on the way to his first win in nearly a month. Cardinals blank the Dodgers. 4-0 is your final. And buckle up. That fancy animation means it is time for top plays. Number 10. Who's your favorite daredevil? Robbie, Captain Knievel, coming off the tall ramp, successfully jumping over 24 delivery trucks and a little fire as well. Knievel topping 95 miles an hour in his approach to get this deal done.
Number 9, Angels and White Sox. Gary Matthews Jr. didn't have a motorcycle, but he had a glove and a gun. And he nails Nick Swisher. Then bottom 9, Jermaine Dye at the plate. Matthews Jr. says, give me that one too. And the Angels win 2-0.
Number 8, MLS, Kansas City at LA. Galaxy in extra time. KC goalie out of his own net trying to score at the other end. David Beckham taking full advantage. You don't see that every day. LA wins 3-1.
Number 7, English Soccer League Championship playoff final. Bristol City versus Hull City. Hull's Dean Windus with a beautiful goal. Hull wins 1-0 over Bristol City, and frankly, everybody here in Bristol's bummed.
Number 6, Senior PGA Championship, round number 3, off the tee. Bruce Vaughn on the par 3 6th, 164 yards, 2 hops, and a roll into the cup. An ace for Vaughn. Tremendous.
Number 5, NCAA lacrosse. I'll let him tell you.
Lavelle backs in on Clausen. It's been a great matchup all day. Can he get free for a shot? Goes low! He scores! Mike Lavelle scores for Syracuse! And the Orange is off to the championship game! They take it 12-11 in double overtime!
They beat Virginia.
Number 4, softball, Georgia, UCLA. And it is the Lady Bulldogs' Sojourner Moody, the great diving catch. Oh, Georgia, however, would lose 6-1.
The Sojourner's the truth. Number 3, Phillies and Astros, 1 out. Top 9, Phillies down 1. Shane Victorino with a fly out. Darren Erstad coming home. Pedro Feliz nailed at the plate. Astros win 4-3.
Number 2, feel the power of the pain. College baseball, New Mexico, TCU. And it's New Mexico's Brian Cavazos Galvez. The great running catch into foul ground, over the wall, and hangs on to the baseball. New Mexico, though, would lose 15-2.
You know, Mom always said don't run with scissors. Number 1, Johns Hopkins Kevin Huntley running with a stick and going backhanded. Goalkeeper never had a chance. Hopkins goes on to win 10-9 to advance to the national championship.